Good morning. We examine today the outcome of the Sri Lanka parliamentary elections, the results of which are likely to be discussed in a few hours but are now absolutely evident. The Sri Lanka People's Front, led by the Rajapaksa brothers, with Mahinda Rajapaksa as the Prime Minister heading the party, has won a landslide victory. 145 seats out of 225, of which 5 more seats are likely to come to the party, will give it a 2/3 majority. This majority will enable the party to carry out reforms in the constitution as well as other directive measures which it intends to do without any major opposition. Let us now analyze 5 reasons due to which the Sri Lanka People's Front has won the elections, and thereafter we will analyze the 5 outcomes that are likely to come from the massive victory of the SLPP. Firstly, the 5 reasons. First and foremost is, I think, the divided opposition. The United National Party under Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, that split into 2, with Sajith Premadasa, the young leader of the party, forming a new front, the SJB, and this provided almost open field for the SLPP to campaign on the agenda which was proved successful. The SLPP also managed to gain the support of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, which was led by the former president, Mr. Sirisena, and thus could consolidate the vote. The second factor, which I think is important, is the response of the Sirisena government to the threat of extremist terrorism in the country, which was seen as weak, as a result of which the Easter Sunday terror attack happened in 2019. Subsequent to the attack also, it's led to massive division within the ruling front led by Mr. Sirisena and with Ranil Wickremesinghe as the Prime Minister and the UNP heading the parliament. The people were completely disappointed by the response of the front to the terrorist attack, and the divisions also led to disillusionment. This led to what I would say the third factor, the massive victory gained by Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa of the SLPP in the presidential elections. Mr. Gotabaya, who is the Defense Secretary, was also seen as one of the architects of the massive success against the LTTE. However, he was also seen as one who has a major authoritarian tendencies, and there was a degree of unpopularity, but this unpopularity waned away. It is evident now that the people are solidly behind this success of Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and as a result, SLPP also has benefited. The third factor, which is the minority parties, the Tamils and the Muslim parties, I think they are split. This has reduced the number of seats that they could win in the areas where they are dominant, that is the north and the east, which has also contributed to SLPP gaining more number of seats and the UNP losing the seats in this quarter. The final factor, and one of the important factors I feel, is the success of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the SLPP administration, which was there under the acting Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa in containing the COVID-19. As a result, COVID-19, Sri Lanka model has been more successful. They could hold the elections, this is very obvious, and the number of cases have been reduced, limited to just below 3,000. I think these 5 factors are primary to the success of the parliamentary in the parliamentary elections of the SLPP. Now let's get on to the second part. What will be the outcomes of the SLPP win? And here again I would like to state five issues which are very important. First, we will see a majoritarian government emerging in Sri Lanka, and that will reduce the hold that the minorities have. What will be the policies of the government to those minorities remains to be seen. But a Sinhala-dominated government will definitely keep the minority options very limited, and many of these may choose to join or support the SLPP government. The second, you will have constitutional changes which will come. As a constitutional change, executive presidency will come back, the hold of the parliament may get reduced, and this will lead to an authoritarian government or a semi-authoritarian government coming into place. The third factor will be a reduced commitment to reconciliation, to observance of the commitments made by the previous government in the UNHRC, and the reach out towards the Tamil and the minorities, which was attempted earlier, is likely to now get reduced. This may be of concern for the minorities, also for the human rights communities across the world. The fourth factor is an enhanced role of the army. Even during his present tenure, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has given a major role to the army, and this trend is likely to continue. The fifth factor is, of course, related to the regional and international relations. A greater balancing between India and China would be evident, whereas the Sena government was seen as inclined towards India. Now you'll have the Rajapaksa government doing greater balancing between India and China. And aware of this fact, it is evident that Prime Minister Modi was very quick to congratulate his counterpart, acting Prime Minister, and soon to be the Prime Minister, Mahinda Rajapaksa, yesterday. So this is, I would say, summary of the reasons for the SLPP victory and what will be the outcomes. Thank you for listening.